This is Minor League Hockey Report podcast number 27, being recorded on Sunday, May 18th, 2014. I'm Matthew Harding, joined by Zach Corder and Jason Shavi. Our podcast this time is sponsored by Superior Signs and Engraving. They are your choice for signs, trophies, name badges, and more. Visit them online at superiorsigns.biz. Also, thanks to CHL Forums for letting us post our stuff there throughout the 2013-14 season. Little Blue Oyster Cult as we get the podcast going this evening. Zach, Jason, how you boys doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Gogeta! I nearly just killed the mic.
Run! He's got to go, God.
Uh-oh.
Now,
My bad. Wow, wow.
Yeah,
I am loud.
Little hot mic.
I am very loud right now.
Godzilla at the beginning of the podcast
Godzilla, yeah.
is because you guys went and seen
Opening
Godzilla on Friday night.
Opening night,
You're
yep.
damn right.
And so
in 3D.
We'll go
IMAX.
We'll go ahead and get the podcast
Warren.
going with a little bit of a movie review from both of you on Godzilla.
So, we went to the 10:15.
Sorry.
10:15 showing of Godzilla
Okay. Yeah.
in IMAX 3D, which was fantastic. The glasses were awesome.
You know what? They were not that noticeable.
Not at all.
On your
No,
face.
you just no. You looked like Harry Carey's like blind brother because they got the tent on him, but they're so big and
Hey! What's going on here?
I can't see the baseball game.
I heard there was a big monster on the screen. Where's my hot dogs?
So they're. But I mean, you were the one that talked me into going. Well, not talked me into it,
Well-
but you brought it to my attention that they were making.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I really liked it. On a Godzilla movie scale, it was pretty good.
So compared to Matthew Broderick's piece of
Remix.
it was pretty good.
It was 100% Matthew Broderick free, which made it a lot better.
I agree. So no, if you haven't seen it yet, or if you're wanting to see it,
Yeah, we don't want to give anything away in case you plan on seeing it, and if you have, I mean, I've
pay
heard.
attention to the television screens though throughout the movie because they're priceless.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So if there's a television in the picture, look at the television screen. You'll appreciate it. But this is that's our movie review. We both recommend seeing it.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
As I sit here and eat my duplex sandwich creams.
It was a good time, and we didn't even drink before we went out. That was surprising.
But
after we did. Oh yeah, how about that? We went to a local establishment not too far from the theater, and we, in honor of the movie, we were going to order some vodka monsters.
So yeah, we were gonna order vodka monsters
So we go up to the bar and
because Shawi and I are stupid like that, where we get on these themes. And go ahead.
yeah, so we the bartender, hey, yeah, what do you want? Well, we go 2 vodka monsters, please. We don't have Monster.
Wow, we only have Red Bull,
What?
like the pretentious pricks at Starbucks.
You only have Red Bull? I mean, you are it is a pretty popular.
I'm pretty
bar.
sure they had a Monster Neon though in the bar, but they did not have Monster energy drinks.
Yeah.
As we sit here drinking our tasty beverages,
That
of
was disappointing.
Science and NOS, we're talking about Monster,
But yeah, we did eventually just start drinking vodka,
Heavily.
Vodka Red Bulls.
yeah, so
They taste good.
it was 2-for-1s that night. So
That's right. No, it was half price.
2-for-1s.
Same thing.
There you go.
Nice. Well, the
Shut up. I hate you.
2-for-1s.
It's
two
been
for
a long
one,
day.
also known as half price,
Sure.
or 2 for 1,
It's been a long
or
day.
BOGO, however you look at it.
BOGO.
So if you haven't gotten it by now, we're cussing every time you hear this.
Remix.
So let's get into the playoffs. The Central Hockey League champions have been crowned. The Allen Americans did repeat in 5 games over the Denver Cutthroats, winning Game 5, 5-2. And with the call of the repeat, here's Allen Americans play-by-play voice, Tommy Daniels.
Move over Wichita! Move over Memphis! The Allen Americans are two-time President's Cup champions! Allen 5, Denver to the final! Your Allen Americans are the Central Hockey League champions for the 2nd year in a row!
So if you didn't catch that, they are the two-time
Two-time?
Two-time.
defending Central Hockey League
I
champions.
thought that call was funny. I thought that he I thought Tommy had a little Ric Flair in him.
Woo! You know what that shows, though, is how passionate Tommy is about the Allen Americans.
Absolutely.
Because there's a lot of minor league announcers, not necessarily in the Central Hockey League, but I've noticed it in minor league baseball, that it sounds like they could not give two craps about their team
Right.
when they call games. So
Right.
But
it is nice to have that.
yeah,
Broadcaster
and
with that kind of passion.
you know,
for him.
and I listened to every game of the finals, and Tommy was very passionate. He was one of the first people down on the ice. They after the game was over, he left the booth and got down on the ice for the team picture. So good for Tommy.
Yep. Try our hardest to be on site next year for the awarding of the President's Cup.
I hope it's in Brampton. That way we can get some poutine.
And some poontang.
Hey.
Yeah.
Wait, never mind. Not you. Not you and not you, but me.
That's true.
I wouldn't mind that.
That's true.
Poutine, that is.
Oh.
I can eat all the poutine I want.
Ew.
If you don't know what poutine is, by the way, Google it, you plug, and it's delicious.
Not in my backswing.
So it's a
Not my swing.
it's a Canadian delicacy that for some reason is not normal in the United States, and it's a
No.
shame. It's a damn shame.
You know what else is a shame? Ketchup chips not being in the United
Absolutely.
States.
And all dressed chips.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. You know what we need to do? If there's anybody that listens in Canada,
Send us some stuff.
yeah,
Jason Goulet, if you're listening to this, mail us.
We will pay for shipping and all that. Just mail us a Canadian gift, like a
Basket.
Yeah, what care package, like a Canadian care package for the minor league
Yes.
hockey report guys, because we appreciate everything Canada,
That's right.
everything.
Everything. So congratulations to the Allen Americans, the defending CHL
Two-time.
champs. Two-time. Now join Wichita and Memphis.
Or Mississippi.
Yeah, whatever you want to call them, as the only repeat champions in the league. No three-peat champions, and they will get to try that next year under new
they'll-
ownership, and we'll talk about that here in just a minute.
Fun fact about Memphis and Wichita: they both had the same coach when going back to back.
Absolutely.
Doug Shedd.
What is this? Let's start there as a jump-off point. Steve Martinson has won 2 straight CHL titles.
Yep.
Doug Shedden won 4, and there is no other coach in the history of the league who has won more than 2.
Chris Stewart has 2 still. No, wait, does he have more?
Chris
than 2?
Stewart has 2.
I think he might have one more in Huntsville.
You're right. You're right. Okay, so it's
Let's you can look that up.
Yeah.
correction.
Anyway, let's.
Correction. I think you're right. Chris Stewart won 3.
I was thinking about that the other day.
Chris Stewart won 3.
Okay.
So where do we put Steve Martinson with the greats in the CHL, with a Doug Shedden, a Chris Stewart, Scott Muscat? You're looking at other coaches through the history of the league.
I think if you had
Doug Sauter.
if you had like a Mount Rushmore of the Central Hockey League coaches, I don't think he's on that yet, but I think with another championship he would be.
Yeah.
Because I would still put Doug Sauter. I'd still put Scott Muscat. I'd probably put Doug Shedden, and then I think Chris Stewart would be my 4.
Yeah.
And even though Scott Muscat only won 1 championship,
His teams are so consistent.
Doug Sauter only won 1, but Doug Sauter was in the league for a long, long time. And then, how consistent Bossier Shreveport always was. And then even when he went to Arizona for the half a year, I mean, he still was a good coach and took a kind of a bad team and still did something with them. So,
Yeah, I agree. I can. The only person I'd move off of that would be Muscat, and I'd replace him with Martinson, because two championships in 5 years, and the Allen Americans have been to the CHL finals 3 times in 5 years.
3 times.
So, I mean,
Correction on Doug Sauter. He's won 2 CHL titles with the
2
Blazers.
CHL titles.
Yeah.
Okay.
His first year with the Blazers and back in 2000 and 2001.
Okay. So
Yeah.
then you wouldn't. Okay. So then your CHL leader list among coaches goes Doug Shedden with 4, Chris Stewart with 3, Doug Shedden with 2, Steve Martinson with 2, and then on down the list.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's an interesting conversation. I think if Martinson remains in the league
Yeah,
for a
one thing I
long
would look
enough
at with
period of
Martinson
time.
is length of time on the league as well.
Yeah.
He just, I mean,
But he ran off, and I was talking with a member of the CHL media the other day about this. Martinson ran off 5 straight titles in the WPHL in San Diego, and has won now, I believe, 10 titles as a coach and player. This guy's the Phil Jackson of minor league hockey. I mean, they should have busted out the X bucket for him when he was on the ice after the championship.
He serious though. He won the 1983-84 CHL Championship Adams Cup as a member of the Tulsa Oilers.
Wow.
nice.
Coached by Tom Webster.
That's true.
Which, I mean, come on. Let's give it up for Tom Webster. Am I
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Little Tommy W.
He won 5 Taylor Cup championships with the Gulls. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I think length of time in the Central Hockey League, couple more good winning seasons, maybe another championship. And I mean, honestly, if he stays in the CHL, which I don't see that happening, I see him continuing to work his way up. But
I can see that.
if he stayed in the CHL, he may go down as one of the best ever in the CHL.
Yeah.
I think Doug Sauter will always be, as far as the new CHL, Doug Sauter will probably go down as the best coach in CHL history.
Yeah, I think so.
It's just the amount of wins he had. Mm-hmm. And the length of time. I mean, that guy could have coached anywhere probably. And
That guy could have still been coaching.
yeah, instead he's biting horses' ears. Which, if you have not read that article, it is fantastic. Do you know the story behind that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Doug Sauter was at at an equestrian thing, and apparently he's very good with horses, and he trains them. And a horse got out of control, and I think somebody was in danger, and he bit the horse on the ear to calm it down.
And it calmed down.
And it sure did.
Calm down for what?
I mean, why?
So-
Was it a surprise to you guys, though, about how easily Allen handled Denver in the finals?
Well, without Gale, I mean, that's what.
do you
that's
really
what hurt
blame? Do you really
Denver.
blame that, though?
Not solely, but it didn't help.
No. It wasn't a shock to me at all because if you looked, Denver was built on a speed game.
Yeah.
They had, one line. They didn't get the supplemental scoring that they needed throughout the playoffs. They got it toward the end of the Arizona series, and that got them to the finals. But overall, it was a very top-heavy one-line team that when they came up against a much more physical team in Allen, it was game, set, match. And that series turned on a dime when A.J. Gale went down. Now, if
First
Gale,
2 games of the series, they scored 9 goals. The remaining 3 games of the series, they scored 5.
yeah, if you put Gale's goals in there, Gale had 4 of those goals.
Now, with
So-
A.J. Gale in the lineup,
Or 4 or 5 of those goals.
if A.J. Gale remained in the lineup, does Denver win that series?
No,
Okay,
still
so,
no.
yeah, I that's kind of the point I was trying to make, though, is that I think Allen was just on a roll. Like, that
Yeah,
kind of reminded me of Fort Wayne from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That I don't think anybody was really going to stop them.
no, they found that next gear
Yeah.
when it came playoff time.
Yeah, and after the, Quad City went 7 games, but then in that last, in the last 2 games of that series, because Quad City was up 3-2, and I think after game 5, pretty much Allen went just into overkill. And,
Yeah, in the exact same way that Fort Wayne did
Yeah.
2 years ago.
because Fort Wayne went to 7 with Missouri, and after that it was just game set match.
They,
pretty
that
much.
that whole playoff season for Fort Wayne turned on a double overtime game in Game 5 in Missouri in that series. They won that game, went home. We've seen Daniel Tatro play, and Tetsi tried to get a championship in Wichita for a couple of years, and then also tried in Austin, and finally got him and got his CHL title in
he got his.
in Allen. So on behalf of everybody here, congratulations
Yep.
to Daniel Tatro.
Well deserved.
One of the
Good
nicest
on
guys.
him. Good on him.
One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, and just plays for the absolute love of the game. So
Yeah, he
For the boys.
plays just to be on the bus with the boys, and I mean he
Yeah,
did
he
an
was-
article here in town
Yeah.
about coming back and still playing, and his quote was just that he liked getting on the bus and he loved road trips because he loved just being around the guys in the locker room, and good for Daniel Tatro, and I believe it was who's the color guy for Allen?
Maurice Fitzgerald.
I believe it was Mo that said that he was the Ray Bork of the Central Hockey League.
Yeah.
14 years without a championship. And so, I mean, good for Daniel. Let me tell you, I've watched the Central Hockey League for 22 years. That guy has probably the hardest shot I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, and it's also the most clutch because he almost reminds me of Fulton Reed off of the Mighty Ducks, where it was what was it, 1 in 5 or was it 1 in 10?
It's 1 out of 5.
1 out of 5 shots hit the net, but man, when Tetzy did hit the net, it was a big one because I've seen him hit late game slap shots over and over again, and he definitely deserved that. So good for him.
Yep.
Good on him.
Tetsy's line in the playoffs in 17 games, 3 goals, 6 assists, 9 points.
That's good.
A plus 19
Wow.
in the playoffs.
Now his numbers weren't quite that good in the regular season, but he's
outstanding. Holy crap!
he turned it up.
He had a big goal. I think it was in game.
Well, he had
He had several big goals.
Well, it's game 3, I think.
dropping big goals
All over that
the
ice.
see, in the regular season, he only had 25 points in 66 games, and it was a -6.
Yeah.
So look at that.
I mean, good grief.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, the guy's, how old is he? 55 now, 56, and to put up those kind of points.
We're kidding.
No, I've met Daniel, and he jokes about his age, and Tetsy's a great dude. He was actually, when I first started writing, I had a little podunk blog here in town that literally amounted to nothing, but Tetzy was one of the first guys to come on to do an interview with me, and I couldn't have been more appreciative for it. But like we've all said, he's a great guy, well deserving, and I'm glad to see him get one before he retires.
You think he's?
I think he's done.
Yeah,
I would.
He got what he went to Allen for. I mean, what else can you do?
And he's got a hockey academy down there that is apparently pretty successful, and so
lovely
he
wife.
and his wife Tabea have a shop down there. And
I wonder.
I
wonder if that's associated, or I wonder if Ryan McLean, since he lives down there, is going to jump on that with him.
Not sure.
Yeah, he's got a ring and a rocket.
That's
good
true.
for him.
Yep, and congratulations to CHL playoff MVP Jamie Shaftsma, 10 goals, 10 assists for 20 points in the playoffs, and finished the playoffs on a 5-game point streak with 9 points in the finals.
Yeah.
6 goals and 3 assists in the playoffs.
Yeah,
well deserved.
I have one more quick line about Tetzy.
Yeah.
I want to give his finals line here.
Sure.
Tyler Ludwig, or as I like to call him, Tom Ludwig. His brother Trevor Carl. Tyler Ludwig was the most outstanding defenseman, correct?
Yes.
Okay. His line in the finals was 2 assists and a +1. Okay. Not talking crap. Daniel Tatro, 14-year vet, 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points, +8, and only 2 penalty minutes. He had himself a series.
Yeah, he did.
Tetzy wanted it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
The cliche in any sport is, whatever team, whoever wants it more.
Mm-hmm.
I think you had a team full of guys that just wanted it.
Yeah.
Brian Pitton was incredible. I got to give it to both goalies though. I watched all 5 of those games, and the goaltending was out of this world. Both goaltenders played at an extremely high level.
Yeah.
And Ken Patterson proved me wrong once again.
Mm-hmm.
And he had himself a great series as well.
So not a lot you can say about the Allen Americans, except that they were one of the only CHL championship winners to not score on the power play in the finals. 0 for 26. So all of their goals came at even strength against the Denver Cutthroats in the CHL President's Cup Finals. Yeah. So again, congratulations to Steve Martinson, Richard Matvichuk, and everybody associated with the Allen Americans.
Great organization down there.
Yes, and that euphoria only lasted a few days because news broke this past week of the Allen Americans being sold to the Stephen brothers, led by Rodney, Johnny, and Brandon Stephen. And the shopping list keeps growing for the Stephen brothers.
I should have let that played out.
the shopping list continues to grow for the Stephen brothers. Now up to 3 franchises and a controlling majority of the league.
The understanding, though,
is that from our sources within the league is that this is expected to be a short ownership, and a transfer will be made at some point to more local ownership.
I think
what we understand.
I think it was just mainly the fact that, and I don't mean this rudely, but the Stevens have money.
Yes.
And I think it was just a temporary solution to keep them funded, keep office staff down there, and then hopefully pass this off. So
now, since seeing that scenario pan out, why didn't someone do that same thing with St. Charles?
Because I honestly think St. Charles.
Go ahead.
Because I don't know. That's why I'm asking the question.
Here, look at it this way.
Yeah.
Allen Americans just won a championship back to back, two time. They sold out the last 2 games of the finals. Mm-hmm. They have regular close to sellouts. The St. Charles chill was nowhere close to that.
No, I
think it's a completely different scenario.
It is a completely different scenario.
It's like asking, do you want to buy this Walmart or do you want to buy this broken down gas station?
No, I completely agree, but it would keep the league at 10 teams.
I think the owners of the St. Charles Chill were just done, and they were not able to find a viable buyer for the club, and so when they folded, they were going to remain folded until that happened. And it is our understanding from Randall Ritchie in St. Charles that franchise is not going to be resurrected.
And for all we know, Allen may have an owner ready. It's just a transition period.
Yes.
Okay.
St. Charles, I think, was just done.
Yes.
And it was probably, now that we're hearing more from Randall, which thanks to him he's been a great help, but I think that it was a cute way of saying we're done. It's over. Sorry about it.
Right.
To say, oh, well, we're looking for new ownership and we're hoping to have a...
I honestly think that they had
probably
gotten down to bargain basement prices for the franchise.
Probably, but I've worked with organizations that have folded. Mm-hmm. I've worked in minor league organizations that have folded. And of course you look for new owners.
Sure.
The time period that they have to do that is about 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Because of the owners aren't going to keep funding, and once it shuts down, it shuts down. So if you don't have somebody step up or a group of people step up and say, all right, we'll take this over, you're done.
Yeah.
So you're right. Yes, they probably were looking, but
yeah.
I think it was also a cute way of them probably saying it's not going to happen. Because if you have potential,
right,
owners.
Oh yeah. No. So I mean that's probably why the CHL kept Quad City, like they owned them for a little bit until they could transfer the ownership.
Right.
Instead of doing the same thing in this scenario. So I'm guessing they don't see any future prospects in St. Charles.
That would be my guess.
Okay.
I don't see any. I don't know, unless somebody from the St. Louis Blues stepped up within that ownership cluster and bought the Chill and kind of used it as a farm team and pseudo tax write off.
It would have been nice.
It would have been nice to have that happen, but I think it's going to take that drastic of an ownership group to move in and do that before you'll see hockey again back in St. Charles. They just were not drawing.
Well, yeah, but that has.
But they drew more than Denver, who was a CHL championship finalist.
Well, they did have a better team.
Well, that's true, but
I mean that's
Denver's also a bigger
that's
city.
Neither here or there.
Yeah,
because Wichita drew more in Denver, but they had a team that was out of the playoffs.
That's true.
But I mean, could you see possibly this franchise being resurrected in the next couple years if they try to keep it on the table? Or do you think
I honestly, we talked about this when we talked about expansion before. The Central Hockey League has been hit and miss with basically trying different markets and either finding gold or it flopping. This was a flop.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody could see it coming because you had the potential. Big city, St. Louis Blues are a very, very viable franchise, as far as fan base and everything else. Hockey is bigger in St. Louis. It just didn't work out.
No.
I don't know if it was too far out. I don't know what it was.
You would think if it was further out from downtown St. Louis, you'd think it might have a chance to grow with that pocket out in the suburbs. Or I guess the outer reaches of the metro area.
I don't know. It's to me, yeah. I don't see the Chill coming back. I don't see there being another franchise in St. Charles.
Which sucks because I think it had a pretty good arena for the CHL. Like the size of it was well.
Right.
But I mean, Zach and I, we really couldn't. I don't know. Maybe we went to the wrong area of St. Charles, but we really couldn't find a whole lot right next to the arena to do.
There's a nice little casino and a walking path that we found.
Right.
And you got
Yeah.
you got a nice handout at some sort of a state fair going on. What'd she get? What was that, a bell?
Oh yeah, I got a bell.
Yeah, she just dropped that bell right in your lap.
Man, I lost that bell.
So we went to St. Charles. I don't think I told this story on the podcast before. We get lost on the way to Family Arena, and we get to what we think is the parking lot. And I roll down Shawway's window, and I kindly ask these two people who are wearing these like Mardi Gras style bead things, and I said, "Oh, excuse me, where is entrance B?" And the lady's like, anybody know where entrance B is? And we're like, what's going on here? Where's the arena? And this lady reaches her hand in the car, like literally reaches her hands in the car, looks at
Pretty much right on my lap.
looks at Shawway and says, "Here, have a bell." And it's a bell attached to these Mardi Gras beads. And instead of like handing it to Shawway, she just kind of plops it in his lap. Like, I'm forcing you to take this bell.
And my girlfriend at the time is in the back seat.
Yeah, I mean, her hands are elbow deep into my car. Just plop. There you go.
There you go.
We don't know where entrance B is, but have a bell.
So it was like, turn around.
Yeah.
Go.
And my GPS was telling me to then get out of the car and walk for 57 minutes
I don't think it would have taken us
to Family Arena.
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So that's my bell plop story.
Nice.
Ring my bell.
So so we don't see St. Charles coming back in the league at all.
No.
Okay.
Okay, so I was talking to a friend of mine who may or may not play in the Central Hockey League, and we were discussing the off-season teams and
How's Greener doing?
He's driving the bus up the stairs.
No, that's that's Wally.
We were discussing teams that may or may not come and go from the league, and then I asked if Peoria would be an option. Which Peoria is a good city,
And it's geographically good.
Yep. And the response I got was hearing rumors about Bossier and Little Rock too. Mm-hmm. So, and Shawway's been calling Little Rock for years now.
Yep. And
Because I like this silly stuff, especially in the off season, the silly season as we call it.
You silly boy.
Silly guy. So okay, where did you hear Peoria? Because I have not been able to find that yet.
Peoria is out there because Bloomington went to the
They went under
USHL.
Yeah. Okay, and so, but I mean,
and there's no northward expansion of the SP to come get
I think
Peoria.
that'd be perfect. I think that'd be a good fit.
Yeah.
But anyway, I made a list. I checked it twice. Of cities or like regions I would like to see the CHL either go to or go back to. Since you mentioned Bossier,
Okay.
which would be awesome.
Okay.
And I want your guys' opinion on these such cities. Now, they might be, I don't know necessarily if they're outlandish, but they're options because they're the geographically a good fit for the CHL.
Okay.
My first one was,
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jason Chavez's first exclusive piece on the podcast in 26 podcasts.
dun 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 dun.
So I'm excited for this because
I am too.
Okay.
you brought this to me and I like it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so first one I had because
No,
that's it. I'm gone.
you're wrong.
I'm gone.
Yeah.
Okay, no. In all seriousness, Council Bluffs. They have an arena over there, Mid America Center, that holds about
Wonderful arena.
5,000 people.
Yes.
I think. They had an arena football team that used to play the Wichita.
Yep.
Is it Wild or Aviators or both?
It was the Aviators at the time,
Okay.
which I was the manager of football operations.
It's right across the river from Omaha.
Yep.
And I know the Lancers used to play over the Omaha Lancers of the USHL, but they built their own arenas in
Yep.
Omaha. So, what do you guys think about that?
The only problem with that is if it interferes with the Lancers, because as we know in minor league sports, consistency is key. So if they are so loyal over there to the Lancers, I would want it taken away from. But the Mid-America Center, the MAC, as they call it there, is a wonderful facility.
Yeah.
It would be perfect for hockey, and it'd be perfect for the Central Hockey League.
Do you know anything about it, Matt?
No, I really don't. I think you could possibly have 2 minor league franchises. They're
Well, each
you
will
know,
have
separated
their
by they're separated by the Missouri River, I think there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you could have 2 viable franchises. Just miles apart.
Okay.
Different levels of hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it could work.
Okay. My next on the list, which he already mentioned, would have been Little Rock at the Verizon Arena.
Yeah.
It's considered North Little Rock, but it's still right across the river from downtown. Mm-hmm. And the arena holds about 18,000, I believe.
It is 18,000.
Yeah. So
Jeez.
they actually had 2 teams there at the time. They had a team in the ECHL and the Western Professional.
Oh, wow.
The WPHL.
Uh-huh.
They actually had them at the same time in 2 different arenas, mind you.
Uh-huh.
Kenny Loggins is playing there on June 20th.
Highway to the
I think that concert will be all right. So
I think hockey could work in Little Rock.
because if you put hockey in Little Rock, I mean that will help Tulsa,
Yeah.
and that would help.
That
if
helps-
the
that helps
possible
Tulsa.
trip back to Bossier.
Helps Tulsa, helps
Allen.
Bossier, helps Allen, helps
Yep.
Missouri,
Yep.
and Peoria.
Exactly.
If Peoria.
If Peoria comes back online, you help 6 teams there.
And okay, so this leads to my next city that could also help.
Man, I like this. This is fun.
This is great.
Springfield, Missouri,
Yeah.
because it's not too far from Branson, and you could pull people possibly from Joplin and the north western part of Arkansas, which apparently is booming out.
So they would play at the JQH arena?
I would assume so.
Yeah.
But I have not found anything about them having an ice plant in there, and that's where the
I think that's where the rub comes in. They would have
Yeah.
to have an ice plant. As my knowledge, they do not have an ice plant.
they'd either have to put one in or build a facility themselves.
Right.
So but I haven't found anything.
It's gonna
else on
it would take some work, but if you're looking for a ready-made facility, the JQH arena in Springfield is probably a year off.
Yeah.
Yeah, because from what I'm reading right now, it's only a basketball and special events arena.
Yeah, I think that's where Missouri State plays.
Yes,
it is.
The Bears.
Yes, it is.
Bears.
You wouldn't find Ilya Rizgalov there.
No, you wouldn't.
Anyway, I should have stuck up in Nebraska because my next one would have been Grand Island, Nebraska. They have a team that plays arena football, the Nebraska Danger, and it holds about 6. I'm not kidding. That's the name. That is the name. Look them up.
The Nebraska Danger?
I think the arena holds 6,000 people.
It's the Heartland Events Center.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
I'm on top of this over here.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Okay. But your former GM and coach is now the GM there, Mr. McCoy. No
Man,
idea.
that place looks like it'd be ideal for hockey.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And it was like, I think I mentioned this before in a previous podcast. I think it could be like a Rapid City. Not a lot going on there. What else are you going to do? Either go to a football game or you go to a hockey game because it's what's happening in town.
Well, they host boxing, too.
Yeah. Good old
I
wrestling.
I think it could work there. I mean, it would be interesting to see what the minor pro football team there draws.
Though they draw pretty decent.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. And whether that would translate over to hockey,
Yeah.
I don't know if they have a hockey culture
Well,
there. But
it's
if you wanted to
Nebraska.
and if you wanted to get one going, possibly having a minor pro franchise there would be a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, tonight they're hosting the Grand Island Senior High graduation. So
Hey, there we go.
Congratulations, graduates.
All right. And okay, so what are your feelings on?
I don't see that.
I don't see that in the
But
no.
what's a shame about that is that arena looks perfect for CHL.
Yeah, it'd be loud.
would be.
Oh man, it'd be loud.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a
tell.
tiny facility. It's not exactly like Missouri, but
you're sitting,
it's just
you're
as
sitting right on top
confined
of
as
the action.
Looks like it has that like aluminum roof.
It's
the,
kind
the
of a mix. Doesn't it
construction.
look kind of like a mixture between Hartman Arena and a Independence Event Center?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next, sticking with Nebraska, Lincoln, Nebraska. They have the Pershing Center, which their Lincoln Haymakers arena football team play at, and they just built at the University of Nebraska, or for the University of Nebraska, the Pinnacle Bank Arena, which does have ice. But would you be interfering with Nebraska basketball and volleyball that goes on there?
I think you would. I
That's
don't
the-
think
that's
you
the
draw
same-
very well.
That'd be the same problem you'd have in Springfield.
Well, you'd run into the same problem. And you're running into the same problem in Wichita. Wichita State is the be-all, end-all in this town.
Yeah.
Every night,
Yeah.
essentially from October to March now.
Go Shocks.
And so you're running into that problem. It's the Thunder have the advantage in that they've been in the market for almost 25 years. And so they're able to continually rely upon that fan base to get there. Now, if you're asking folks in Lincoln to decide between going to a Nebraska basketball game, which Nebraska basketball is on the rise, that team was in the NCAA tournament this year, you're asking them to go to either a Nebraska hockey game or basketball game. And I think they're going to pick Nebraska basketball over the minor pro team
I do know the one thing that I do know is that
more times than not.
Nebraska hockey, they have a team, and I guess they draw pretty well.
Yeah.
So,
And I think that team is in Omaha.
I think it's
No, you're thinking of UNO.
yeah, it's
Nebraska.
UNL.
Okay.
UNL plays. Yeah. So
Okay.
But
Maybe they-
continuing with my trend of being a jerk. Cher plays at the Pinnacle Bank Arena on Friday, May 30th.
I also wanted to mention.
could chant, big chair.
I also wanted to mention that in Lincoln they do have a junior team called the Lincoln Stars, which they have their own facility.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, who knows what they could draw
That's
if
true.
if anything occurs. Like I said, these are just cities and areas I've just decided to write down.
Cool.
Anyway, moving out of there.
Good deal.
Now you've mentioned, and I've heard rumors about it. What Minnesota? Where at in Minnesota?
They have to tap into Minnesota somewhere.
Yeah.
Would it be Rochester? Would you go for the
I
Twin
think-
Cities?
No, you got to stay out of the Twin Cities. You're
Okay.
not going to draw there.
That's what I was thinking.
You got to go like Rochester, St. Cloud, out in that area.
The problem
And
with-
the
with
closer
St.
you get
Cloud-
to the Dakotas, probably the more you're going to.
The problem with St. Cloud is St. Cloud State.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I really don't think that I really don't think that minor hockey would work in a city like, because St. Cloud is a big D1 hockey school.
Right.
So I think that would trump any minor league hockey.
Yeah, you'd have to go. You'd have to go probably Rochester.
Now, I
any
couldn't-
further north,
Yeah.
if you go further north into northern Minnesota and Dakotas, north of Rapid City, you're running into the risk of teams being snowbound for a while because they get some pretty nasty blizzards
Oh,
up
yeah,
there,
for sure.
and so highways are shut down
Yeah.
every 20 minutes up in North Dakota.
Yeah.
It seems
And I couldn't find really an arena that a team could possibly play in.
you probably have to. I don't know if the ownership group has the ability to go build one like Global did back in the day. You'd have to almost acquire the land and build the arena there. So I think hockey in Minnesota is some ways away unless it's in St. Cloud.
In Rochester, they do have the Graham Arena complex that I'm looking at right now. I can't find a picture to see how many.
Yeah, like I couldn't really find.
But they
anything
do have
definite.
4 ice sheets there.
Oh,
I'm not surprised. And I really couldn't find any college team in Rochester. So
No, Rochester's
where's-
mainly Mayo Clinic. It's south. It's just south. It's
south of Minneapolis
southeast
by about an hour.
Yep, it's an hour southeast. 45 minutes if you drive fast. But I've been there many a times for the Mayo Clinic. It's mainly a Mayo Clinic city.
Yeah.
Mayo Clinic, and then there's St. Mary's Hospital.
So there's a lot of money.
Yeah,
that
but
area.
I tend to think that I don't think that minor league hockey would do well there because of how people are there. It's literally tourists because of being at the hospital, and then people who work at the hospitals.
Okay.
So I just don't know how well outside attendance would be in how big the city actually is.
Yeah.
I don't know
That's true.
what the
Anyway,
population
so
is, but-
continuing on my northern expansion would be La Crosse, Wisconsin. What about tapping that market? They would. I found an arena at La Crosse, the La Crosse Civic Center. It fits kind of an older style arena like the Tulsa Convention Center and the Kansas Coliseum. So I don't know if anything had to be renovated or updated, but I think it would be a good place to host a hockey team. But I mean, again, that would be more to help travel with Brampton.
That is the lacrosse center.
Yeah. So I mean, what are your thoughts on that as well, going up north?
Well, the Moody Blues are going to be there on September 2nd.
And Bill Cosby will be there Friday, November 14th.
We'll talk about
The Jello Pudding Pops.
I think
Was it lacrosse game the kids play?
no, I think
There's going to be an Elvis explosion.
Yes.
they have 3 different levels. I'm sorry.
It holds 7,500.
Yep.
Oh,
It has hosted a lot of basketball and indoor football.
Yeah.
But looks like zero hockey.
But, I mean, it is in Wisconsin, which is like one of the northern states, so I'm sure hockey... I'm not saying it would obviously be well attended, but...
Jesus Christ Superstar performed there at one point.
Yeah. But, yeah, just another...
I think it would be. I think it would be great.
I think any sort of northern expansion is good.
And if you think about it, that is a rival for the Quad City Mellards that's within 3 hours.
Yeah.
Both of those fan bases would travel.
Yeah.
That's with 3-4 hour drive from Davenport to La Crosse.
Yep.
Right.
That would be great, I think, for that fan base. And you could also tie it in with Rapid City and Brampton. It's a good jump off point for either one of those cities.
Yeah, I think northern expansion is good because it helps Brampton out. And if Brampton's
Yes.
going to stay in the league, which I hope they do, then they need to get more teams up north.
Yeah.
Right.
And so with that, also, I was thinking, now, the IHL, I guess UHL, and the ECHL tried. What about the CHL trying to get a team in the Chicago metro area?
No.
No?
You can't-
Too many teams there. I
Yeah.
mean, there's already...
It's hockey saturated.
Isn't there? There's a junior team there. There's a AHL team there. There's an NHL team there. I actually think there's 2 junior teams in the Chicago market.
I know the Chicago Steel. I don't know if anything else right now.
I just no.
Yeah, and then you go northwest, you've got Rockford, which is another
Yeah.
AHL team. So
Yeah, no.
it's hockey saturated there. No. The CHL would fail.
Now this
in
is
that
your list. So
market.
what do you think about Chicago? Because I'm not going to.
Well, no, the only reason why I brought it up is because, like, it would help if you went to La Crosse, it would help that with that travel. It'd
Right.
help Quad City,
Right.
and Brampton. Is what
I
was
sure hope
thinking.
Steve Ryan's listening because this is. I mean, we're giving him just gold here.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm sure he has figured some cities out.
Hi.
Hi. But no,
I'm just saying.
I don't know. That again, this is why I posed the question because who knows what could happen? Who knows? I mean, you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
That felt good.
Okay. But no,
Are you paralyzed or?
But no, I agree. I think it's a hockey saturated market, but you can always pose that question because each team that's been in there for the UHL and the ECHL have only been there 1 year. The commitment's been only 1 year.
Right. I think the CHL would run into the same problem in Chicago that they ran into in St. Charles.
Okay.
Hockey saturated market.
In a
Here's
different
the-
sense, though. In a different sense because there's just too many teams
There's
in
too
Chicago.
many teams in Chicago. The Blues just dominate in St. Louis, and they dominate the entire metro
Yep.
area.
Okay.
So,
No.
yeah,
I agree.
I don't think the CHL would do well in that area.
What do you guys think about maybe a possibility of a second Canadian team?
No,
No.
I disagree
No.
with. I disagree with you.
no,
I-
I don't. The only way I would see
And I don't have a team down or a city down.
I
so-
think it's a possibility. Yeah.
Okay, but
the only
why-
the only way I would see it is in a place maybe like Winnipeg,
yeah. Eh?
but they have the Jets there, and so they've sold out. So I don't know where you'd put a second.
On On the border, eh?
I don't know where you'd put a second Canadian team.
No, but I've heard that it wouldn't be a bad possibility or a bad thought because it again helps Brampton out.
Right.
I think there's. I mean, if Brampton sticks around,
The problem,
and we can show, and it works for the league, I don't see why not.
it's just the problem is where. That's my thing. Where?
That's what I'm getting to.
Thunder Bay?
No, they're gonna get an AHL team. They're building an arena right now.
Really?
That's true.
The St. John's Ice Caps are gonna move there.
That's right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We're polite here on the Minor League Hockey Report podcast.
Surrey.
Sorry.
Hey, you don't want Stitches going to Thunder Bay.
Yeah.
Name that movie.
Is that a no? Youngblood.
Yeah.
That's true.
Hell yeah.
Did you put one? You wouldn't put one in International Falls. No. I'm just scrolling through the.
Put one in her falls.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't. Where would you put one?
What about
Can,
what about a like somewhere like Brandon?
No. We Kings.
yeah.
Okay.
Youth hockey is so popular there. Where are you going to put one?
I don't know. I just thought
Because it would have to compete with. It would have to compete, and so I don't see the second CHL franchise in Canada. No, I don't see it happening.
Quebec. Just kidding.
Quebec City.
Yeah. Bring back the Nordiques.
The CHL expands into Quebec before they get another NHL team.
That would be their luck.
I mean, what about like Regina?
Regina, experience Regina.
The Regina Whoopee. Move the Macon Whoopee up there.
Regina.
But no.
Thanks,
I don't-
Jay and Dan.
The Regina tuna.
pretty much covers my northern expansion. Okay, so where is Louisville in this all?
Kentucky.
Heart of Bourbon Country.
Thank you.
National champions.
But like, has anybody heard anything else
Churchill Downs.
on Louisville?
My understanding is that it's still a possibility.
Yes.
Again, I don't know where because they have like 3 arenas in the area, and they've had an AHL team there, and I think it's the ECHL team there. I want to say,
Yeah.
and they just
I
built.
think the CHL needs to be bold and go into a market that hasn't been tapped yet.
Well, at this point, who
And
hasn't?
they're running out of markets. I
Yeah.
understand that because because what's been tried by the American Hockey League and East Coast Hockey League, the choices there are pretty few and far between. But
Yeah.
they need to go in there and have a product that is extremely viable. And I think this goes back to the Allen situation. I think before any expansion needs to happen, yes, the league has 9 teams for the time being. I think the league needs to get stabilized.
Yeah.
They need to find consistent ownership, and they need to improve the business model and things like that before they move on. I think Steve Ryan is the right guy for the job.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. But I think before the CHL continues to expand, they need to shore up what they have here. The Stephen brothers owning 3 franchises and a majority of the league now, I have a hard time with that because to me it just doesn't signify that the business model is healthy.
Yeah.
I just think that the business model needs to be shored up first with the existing teams before the league needs to look at expansion.
Okay.
I have a market that I'd like to discuss.
Okay. I have a few more, but
Okay.
What were you gonna say, Zach?
Either Sioux City or Sioux Falls. Both have USHL teams, but both draw extremely well. And I'd like to see. I mean, it's possible for these junior cities to move up to a bigger league.
I thought I saw that the Sioux Falls Event Center, the new one they're building. I thought I saw that they're sticking with their USHL team there.
Yes.
I'm not positive on that, but I would have loved to see the CHL go there.
What about Green Bay? It's another US. I mean, I'm just looking at USHL teams right now.
Now, okay, well,
But-
thinking of it this way, they don't have to pay their players.
Right.
Well, so what does that have to
everything
do with that? What is
so,
that?
well, here's how that works, because everything that they make, when you take away rent for the arena and you know, transportation and things like that is profit.
Yes.
They're paying. They're not paying their players.
Well, I
so they're
understand that, but what does
using
that have to do? Attendance drives everything.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if attendance drives everything and you're making money, I understand that you're right now it's pure profit, but you move up a league, attendance could possibly increase.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I'm just looking at some of these markets that, you know, over 30 games, Sioux Falls drew 127,000 people.
Jeez.
They have an average attendance of 4,256 people, which would be probably top 4 in the Central Hockey League.
Yeah.
Lincoln draws 3,642. Fargo, 3,500. Green Bay, 3,400. Omaha, 3,300.
Mm-hmm.
Sioux City was just under 3,000. You know,
and then you look at some of the raw attendance numbers for Missouri. You said Sioux Falls drew 130,000?
127,709.
And how many games?
30 games.
Okay, Missouri drew, I think, 40 or 50,000 more.
And how many more games, though?
3.
Yeah, see, so
it wouldn't be that much of a step up. I mean, it would.
What do you mean?
Attendance-wise.
Well, what I'm saying, though, is when
attendance-wise, it would be a step up for Sioux Falls and those franchises to look at maybe making that move.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking if you move up to a bigger league, attendance tends to increase.
Mm-hmm. So that 130,000,
unless you're Oklahoma City, and then, but
that 130,000 would probably go up 145, 150,000.
Possibly.
Yeah. I don't know. I was just looking at some.
I mean, and you also have to look at the fact that those teams would be losing fans. No, you're good.
No, I know.
You have to look at the fact that those teams would be losing fans as well with the change.
And I agree with those cities too. I would like to see the CHL try to go into those cities because, like,
I'm just thinking about filling that northern gap.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
As opposed to filling the southern gap.
Oh, for sure. Okay. Well, continuing. Well, not. I guess we're gonna go more out west.
Okay.
What about a place like Pueblo, Colorado? It's further south of both the Springs and Denver.
Right.
Where you won't be drawing people from there, but it might be a market. Why not to test? And they have an arena out there, the Southwest Motors Event Center.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure if it's big enough for hockey, but
they do have a Pueblo ice arena.
Yeah, I'm sure it's something like what we have here at the ice rink.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
it is.
Like I said, it's far enough away from the Cutthroats, Avalanche, and also from Colorado College in the Colorado Springs area. Now, I didn't think of putting Colorado Springs in because they draw so well. With the Colorado College Tigers draw so well with them.
The Southwest Motors Event Center has 8,000 seats in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's built in 1995.
Yeah.
So it's a relatively new arena.
And I think it's home to PBR, the Pueblo, Colorado. Pueblo, whatever. Make it sound as American as I can. So, lots of dead air here, Jim Rome.
No, to me it would make sense.
Because then
I don't know about the existing hockey market out there. It's a nice looking arena, and Pueblo's a nice town. I've driven through it a few times. It is a nice town, and it would help with that I-25 rivalry between Denver and if you had Pueblo there, it would have the instant rival there with Denver, just up I-25 from each other, and then it would also help Rapid on that western end
and
Arizona. So yeah, I think that is a viable prospect.
Yeah,
I like their description here of the arena.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's great for concerts, rodeos, professional bull riding, indoor football, trade shows.
Monster trucks.
Yeah. Monster trucks. Because who doesn't love some monster trucks?
That's true.
And root beer.
Yeah.
Kid seats are still just $5.
You'll buy the whole seat, but you only need the edge.
Be there.
Sunday.
And
Gravedigger.
And Friday and Saturday, but mostly Sunday. But anyway, yeah. So I would help out the Colorado, expansion. I don't think that'd be a bad idea.
Yeah.
I'd like to meet whoever decided to take the lockers out of the arena in Rocky Mountain
Oh, and
Loveland?
Broomfield.
in Broomfield, the Broomfield at Vincent. I'd like to meet the person that decided to do that. Slap
You
him right
mean-
in the mouth.
You mean the ice plant?
Did they take out the ice as well?
No, I thought that's what you meant, not locker rooms.
No, they
Why
took
would you
out the
take
locker
Yeah, it was in the locker rooms.
Why?
Yeah, that's why they so far they. I mean,
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they took him out.
I'd like to meet whoever decided to take out locker rooms out of an arena
That's just
and just
dumb.
smack them right in the mouth. Because I think Broomfield was a great place. Like I was an hour outside of Denver. It was far enough away and they drew more than the Cutthroats are right now. No offense to the Cutthroats, but I mean they drew more than they did. It was a nice arena. It was perfect size. The fans were kind of
Remix.
but that's not important. But it was. I liked that franchise. I liked that setup. I liked everything about it.
And I liked back when the Rush were in the league. I liked their logo. I liked their color scheme. I liked everything about it.
You mean the Rage?
Yes.
You said the
That's-
Rush.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, Rage. But now they do look like the Rush somewhat, or the
Rush
Rush looks
look
more
like the Rage, yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
They're all about it. The Rage.
Yeah, and
What do you
their
th-
mascot was unbelievable.
Yes.
Was it Rowdy Rage?
Yeah, Rowdy
Yes.
Rage, and he looked like Bruce Valanche. I'll take
Yes.
Bruce Valanche for the block.
Bruce Valanche.
And can we post this on it? Can we post this on? If I send you a link to this, can we post this the picture?
You can post it now to Twitter. You can just say
Yeah, oh, you don't
discussing
Bruce
Here, hold on.
Valanche.
the Rocky Mountain. Yeah, you can just post it to Twitter right now.
hold
That
on
would be
here.
awesome.
So okay, yeah.
So yeah, check our Twitter page at ML_hockey report.
So yeah.
And yeah.
I did not
For-
know they took locker rooms out.
Yes.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
So now
does.
knowing that, right? And you look at, did you ever go to Rocky? Like, did you ever go to? I went to a game there. It was fantastic, like you said, except for the fans.
I have a proposal and kind of a question once you're done.
Sure, it was perfect. I'm mad that kind of slipped through because they were getting decent attendance numbers, and I think if they would have had a better product on the ice,
Well, they
attendance-
didn't have a bad
They
product.
didn't. Yeah, they didn't have
first
a
year.
bad-
They did, first
Well,
year.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm mad about it, and yeah.
Yeah.
What's
But-
your proposal?
My proposal was, why doesn't the Denver Cutthroats move out there? I know you have to put locker rooms back in. I understand that, obviously.
I think they have a great setup where they're at now.
But they're downtown and they don't draw as well, and I think
No.
that's
Because the Cutthroat fans won't.
They won't drive. Here's one, and I've seen this on CHLforums.com.
Yeah.
That there may be some grumblings about Colorado and Fort Wayne not being terribly happy in the ECHL. Would you welcome them back into the CHL, or would you welcome them back with like stipulations?
The league would be dumb not to take Colorado back.
Yes.
And I think they'd be dumb not to take Fort Wayne back.
Yeah.
I was really
Colorado more so because that team was perfect for this league.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Could
sir.
you imagine? Could you imagine a Colorado Eagle Allen American rivalry right now?
I can only imagine.
Or having Colorado Rapid City back.
Yes.
It's just
Yes.
Colorado and Wichita was a great rivalry.
Yes.
I mean, even
Yes.
Colorado. Well,
Wichita's 9-win season was capped off by a Jay Henderson shootout goal that he ended up skating by the Colorado bench and trying to give them high fives after he scored.
Yeah.
I mean, it just that was a great. Colorado was great, and you hated them at the time because they won all the time, and Chris Stewart is very, what's the word I'm looking for? Charismatic as a coach, both verbally and actions wise. So I would love, especially Colorado. Fort Wayne would bridge that gap between Brampton. I mean, it's just absolutely.
No, yeah, I would definitely agree. It'd be dumb
I think
not to take them back.
is that a if the business model were stronger, do you think that the CHL can make a push for those teams to come back?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they were successful while
it
they were
seems like
here.
it
and
seems
travel, it ease of travel
like
for
a strong-
both
yeah.
those teams.
Yeah, it seems like a stupid question for me
Yeah.
to ask,
Yeah.
but I honestly do feel that the business model is kind of holding prospective teams from wanting to join the CHL.
Continuing on, I'm going to kind of skip one of these because it'd be going back to a market, but what about Tucson, Arizona, helping out Arizona's travel? Now, they have the Tucson Arena there. They used to have a West Coast team back when it first started, but it didn't amount to anything. But like I said, it would help with Arizona and somewhat Denver, I guess. But what do you guys think about Tucson?
Well, I think the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus will be there June 12th through the 14th.
Yes.
No,
God, I love it.
the thanks, Zach. And the Pima County Home and Garden Show will be Friday, May 30th through Sunday, June 1st. Tickets are available.
God, get the clowns off the computer.
Just looking at their seating chart now, they need to do some work to it.
They have 9,275 seats, by the way.
Really?
How many?
That?
Yeah.
How many?
9,000.
9275 in this?
Well, hey, look,
75.
I'm getting lazy over here. Look at the map of the
Look at the map.
Memorial Coliseum or whatever in Fort Wayne. It looks like it holds like 5,000. That place holds.
Oh yeah.
Well, ever since they renovated way back whenever, that looks like a pretty awesome venue to watch a game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I would go to Fort Wayne to watch a game.
Hell yeah. Tucson Arena, Tucson Convention Center houses the Arizona Wildcats hockey team as well.
Okay.
So, anyway, just thought I'd mention that real quick. But the rest I have are like old cities that the CHL has been in, and obviously I'd like to see go back. We already talked about Bossier. Now, how much have you heard about Bossier, Zach?
Not a lot, Jason.
Okay, well, I thought you had more insight since you have a friend that plays in CHL.
I do, but it was a single text conversation about Bossier. But I mean, it keeps getting brought up though.
Yeah.
And I think it's when we spoke with when we talked to Dwayne Lewis, he brought up Bossier as well. So. Yeah. Bossier and Oklahoma City were the two cities.
And I was going to go back to Oklahoma City.
So.
Yeah.
But it sounds like
Both
the Barons are going to stay there.
Both of those would
now.
be home runs.
Yeah.
For the CHL. In Bossier's situation, if they find the right lease agreement with the Century Tel Center,
of course,
and Oklahoma City is just a home run no matter what for the CHL.
Yep. Just like I think Fort Worth would be a good place to go back to once they figure what they're going to do.
They have a lot of work to do.
Oh, I totally agree.
I think it'll probably be at least 5 years before that happens.
Really, you think that long?
Yeah.
Okay.
They've got a lot of work to do.
I'd say 3 to 5.
Okay. They've got a lot of litigation to go through.
Okay. But okay, what about since I was out kind of the southwest part of the U.S. and the map, going back to New Mexico in Albuquerque it's Santa Ana Star Center.
The Santa Ana Star Center. Yeah.
You're welcome.
I would be interested in knowing why they folded and why that didn't work out there. It seemed like it did for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Especially after the WPHL merger.
Mm-hmm. But again, they were in
for about 3 to 5 years after that merger.
But they were in the old Coliseum in Albuquerque too before then.
Okay, so maybe if
Pepe Aguilar is playing there on Friday, May 30th at the Santa Ana Star Center, and WWE Live will be there on Sunday, June 8th. There's Daniel Bryant.
Thank you.
So it would help with the western extent again on that Denver, Arizona area.
Yeah.
Now, didn't we say that there's a team down there?
I think there.
I thought you said there's a junior team playing down there.
In where, New Mexico?
Yep.
I don't know if they are. There was one for sure, but I wasn't made aware of that when I looked up the arena information. So, I don't think there is one, but I know there has been one in the past at least 2 or 3 years, or within the past 2 or 3 years. Excuse me.
Okay.
That pretty much covers all. Well, I did just for laughs. What do you think about Topeka? Ever going back? No?
No.
Never?
No.
I think it's a possibility, but I don't think the money's there as far as ownership.
No, I agree.
And
I just brought it up because it would work a lot with geographically with Wichita and Missouri.
The Roadrunners are doing pretty good there.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm.
No, I just thought I'd bring it up because back in the good old days when they had the Scarecrows, those were some fun games to go to.
And the Tarantulas, I still have a Tarantula jersey.
Oh, that's right, you do. Is it a blank or does it have a name?
It's blank.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just like their team.
Yeah, when I went to a Roadrunners game, I wore my
Tarantula jersey.
Yeah. Got a lot of
Interesting.
A lot of attention from Bucket Man and all those guys down there.
Bucket.
Yeah, an old bucket man.
We got a thank you Wichita chant from those guys. It was pretty cool. We went down there for the second time, and we all wore our Thunder jerseys, and I actually got to do an on-ice promotion, and Bill Zanaboni actually played in Topeka, and I wore my Bill jersey, and I got like half booze.
You should have wore. If anybody has a Trevor Converse jersey, that'd be perfect.
And so by the end of the game, though, we took a big group out there, and the Bucket group turned around and gave us a thank you, Wichita.
That pretty much concludes my expansion
And
segment, I guess you want to call it.
yeah, and we will be joined in our next podcast on Wednesday, the 28th, by Wichita Thunder general manager and better described as the right-hand man to Rodney Stephen, Thunder general manager Joel Lamurno will make an appearance on the podcast, and we'll talk with him more about league issues going forward. So be listening for that. We'll record it on Wednesday, May 28th. It'll probably come out the next day. So we thank Joel for taking time out of his schedule to...
But hey, if anybody else has any ideas, maybe where the CHL can expand, let us know.
Yeah, tweet at us, comment on Facebook.
We'd love to hear from you.
Post a comment on our website, email us,
Send a video.
write us, whatever, and let us know what you think, because there's lots. It's a great conversation to have. Jason and I have had many conversations about just expansion.
For how many years now?
Yeah, about expansion and where to go, and and I agree. I didn't actually comment a whole lot during this thing, except for make jokes about who was playing where, but there's so much untapped markets, I think, that could be, like we mentioned a couple podcasts ago about Laredo and Rio Grande Valley, and how it was just absurd to think that hockey in deep southern Texas could work, but it did. And then the other thing is, since you asked, I want to talk, I mean, Austin, Odessa.
I don't see Austin because of Stars, the Texas Stars.
Oh, okay, I didn't realize
Odessa NAHL team.
Yeah.
That's one of those markets, though, that I think could move back to a CHL team and benefit from it.
There was an ECHL team in Beaumont, Texas, that had like a CHL size arena.
Yeah, and then I think if you looked at, because didn't Laredo go to a junior team?
Mm-hmm. So, same with Rio.
Mm-hmm. It worked for a couple years. So anyway, if you have differing opinions, tweet at us and let us know, and comment on Facebook, and
or if you've heard anything, let us know.
Yeah, if anybody out there knows anything and wants a little credit on some breaking news, let us know.
DM me.
Yeah.
I just want to use the cuss filter one more time. That was a
Remix.
great segment.
That was great.
Yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was
That's
good.
great.
Oh, you guys.
No,
That was great.
So yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Well, after the movie, to kind of backtrack, after the movie, you brought that up with me, and now, granted, I was a couple drinks deep, but I loved the idea, and I'm glad we got to do that. So nice job, Shelley.
Yeah.
Way to contribute
Absolutely.
Thanks.
for once.
No, you're fine.
Go Dynafire.
Still.
So Matt mentioned this earlier, and I'll go and make the transition. During the off season, there's not going to be a lot to talk about, but we still want to do podcasts because we enjoy them. So we are going to have Mildly Blue podcasts, and if you don't know what blue means, it means that we say
Remix.
a lot, and maybe have a podcast where we just sit around and BS with each other and give you guys something to listen to and maybe laugh at while you're at work or whatever you're doing, or getting away from your wife and kids for a while. So with that, Matt has the idea of letting you guys listen to a couple of videos that we love off of YouTube, and we will get a good laugh here in the last couple minutes of the pod.
This idea comes from the Jay and Dan podcast, the TSN iteration of it, which is probably their best podcast. I don't really like the podcast now that it's moved to Fox.
You don't?
LA. No,
I love them.
I like them. I like
too.
them more with the ensemble, but I don't like them with guests.
I like the podcast now, and I think now that they're back, this last one was very blue.
Yes, it was.
And if they continue that trend, it's going to go back to being the TSN ways.
Yes.
And then who can really dislike Engineer Jim?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hashtag nut.
Hashtag the taint.
So, yeah,
right.
That was the last one.
That's true.
But if you guys haven't listened to the Jay
openings
and Dan
are
podcast, they are sports anchors on Fox Sports 1's Fox Sports Live. and they're hilarious. They're Canadian guys. They love hockey, and they have one hell of a podcast that has absolutely pretty much nothing to do with sports except for the fact that they work for Fox Sports 1. And it's great.
They can have rockets like Julie Stewart-Binks and Carissa Thompson and Katie Nolan.
Yeah.
But
on there, yeah.
Their podcasts are on YouTube, as ours now.
Yes.
Our podcasts are on YouTube. Yeah, we haven't even actually introduced that. Our podcasts are on YouTube.
We're moving up in the world.
Search us at minorleaguehockeyreport.com. Now, there's no video, but if you can't subscribe to iTunes, which we've been having some trouble with iTunes, and we're sorry about that. We're trying to get that fixed.
Sorry.
Go search us on YouTube. But yeah, the Jay and Dan podcast is brilliant, and subscribe to them second. Listen to us first, and then we'll listen to them second.
So the first one is probably one of our favorite videos, and it's a 1980s iteration of Stranger Danger, and
this is serious.
This is
a public service and PSA video that came out.
I think once we post these on, we'll post them on our website or somewhere.
They'll be on the podcast.
If you have not seen these videos,
right? Yeah, these
just
are
brilliant.
These are pretty funny. So these are struggling actors who think that they are.
This is my big in.
Yes, this is it. So we're going to watch these as a group, and you can listen to them. Here we go. Here's the first one, Stranger Danger.
You've already been told about strangers dressing up in uniforms, but there are other traps you need to know about.
Hi, I lost my little dog. Can you help me find him?
Where'd he go?
Be suspicious of an adult asking for help.
You don't have a leash.
Hi, I'm just playing with my daughter's video game, but the batteries seem to be dead. I have some in my car. Why don't you come over and help me put them in?
Why don't I
too
stay
late.
here
People in cars
and
or
you go
vans.
get the batteries?
Hey kid, how you doing?
Look at that dude's flow.
You know we're making
That's a
movie
great
over there. You
two-way.
want to go see it?
That is.
Only professional agents
Quit touching
hire
my
kids
foot,
for TV
creeper.
work. I ought to know.
Hey kid, let's go to the arcade and play some video games. What do you say?
Don't you have a
Ignore him.
AA meeting to go to?
Little boy, I'll give you $10.
Are you
if
blind
you'll take my
there?
back to the car for me.
It's okay. to
Isn't that
say
your aunt?
no.
That's my
Even
cra-
to
that's
an
my
adult,
crazy Aunt Pam.
Safety is more important than good manners.
Hey kid, I'll teach you how to hit this ball right over the fence. Come on, it'll be fun.
Why don't you learn to catch the
your
ball
own
before you teach me how to hit it over the park?
I think he taught me how to play ball.
Your mom's dying in a fire.
Your mom's been hurt. She's in the hospital. She sent me to come and get you.
What's the secret code word?
I'm sorry, no
No,
kid
the code
in their
word-
right
You don't
mind will
need to
ask
get
that
near-
question.
There's not a single kid in the world that's like, your mommy is smoldering in a wreck right now. What's the secret code word that my mommy told me to tell you?
What are you, a robot? I'm sorry.
I want to meet a 7-year-old girl that's not going to be like, my mommy did what I wanted.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the car to talk to
I got
someone
cookies.
inside?
You know, you look like you could use a friend.
Yeah.
Say
Hey,
no.
sit
look
over
like-
here on the
You
next
think is
swing.
wrong.
I think this happened in real life. I'm like, perfect. Get your
Nothing is
camera.
more important than your safety.
Hi, you sure a cute kid. You know, I'm a professional photographer. Come on, hop in the car. I'll take your picture.
I'm not.
Someone wants
Pause
to
it.
take
You got to rewind.
I'm not gonna lie. I think that guy did take my family photo back in 1994. I am not kidding. At what is it? Yeah.
Okay, you guys are listening to this right now thinking we are just completely just stupid right now.
Well, we are.
But you have to watch the video, please. And this guy, right after the pizza delivery, pay attention, right after the pizza delivery, this guy is driving like an 84 Monte Carlo.
I love how. Yeah.
And he looks like he got out of prison for doing like tax evasion. He's wearing like trifocal glasses.
Trifocal.
And the car just creeps right along into the camera picture, and he says,
Hi, you're a cute kid.
I love how he leans out the
know,
window with both
I'm a
arms.
professional
Okay.
photographer.
all right, one more time. We got to listen to it without interrupting.
Come on, hop in the car. I'll take.
This thing, though, is it's the funniest thing, and the more you watch it, the funnier it gets.
Hi, you're sure a cute kid. You know, I'm a professional photographer. Why don't you come on, hop in the car. I'll take your picture.
Wouldn't the
someone
lighting
wants to
be
take
better
your
outside
picture,
than in your
say
car to
no
take a
and
picture?
Tell your parents.
You tell anybody about our little secret? I'll kill your dog.
Whoa! From their
That
parents.
escalated quickly.
Shaquille O'Neal, is that you, Pod?
That looked like a guy from the Wild Samoans of the old WWF.
Oh my gosh.
Tell
That is
anybody
such a great video.
about our little secret.
I just
I'll
like
snap your dog's head off.
I'm gonna beat you up.
I just like how he just goes nonchalantly. He's like, "You tell anybody about our little secret,
mean,
I'll kill your
I
dog."
want to know what this secret
Like
was.
here comes that big fat index finger just right up there. Boom! I'm gonna kill your dog.
Yeah, not gonna beat you up. Not gonna meet you by the merry-go-round. I'm gonna kill
I'm
your
gonna
dog.
kill your dog.
All right. Well,
Why?
It's
Why
not me.
threaten
So
the dog? Why threaten the dog?
yeah,
but
the dog did nothing.
I know. If you're listening to this and haven't watched it, you got to watch the. You have to watch.
Have to watch it.
It is so funny.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you're a fan of Jay and Dan, of course they've played this all the time, and you know this very well. But yeah, it's a classic video.
Hi. Sure, cute kid.
Now you know the 11 most common kidnap traps to avoid and
Surprised
how
you
to
didn't
be
see
street smart.
a white van.
Time
in
to
there
start is
at all.
now.
No
Be
kidding.
cautious and observant and report anything suspicious.
So there's that one,
So
which is
yeah. No, I was gonna say, I'm surprised there wasn't a white van there in
Yeah.
that segment, and especially
Come
like
on, it'll be fun.
I got some candy. You want some? Well, you already fooled me once. There better be candy this time.
Man, the first time this didn't work. I want candy this time.
yeah. So there's the Stranger Danger. There is a Mashable version, which is Stranger Danger meets Police Safety. Here is the second one, when Stranger Danger meets Police Safety.
Well,
And this segment is blue.
Yeah, this is not safe for work.
Yeah, just so you know, this next video is.
These-
So yeah, if you're listening at work right now or in public, the next segment is going to be blue, and we can't filter it. So fair warning. Turn off the podcast now and listen to it later. So here we go.
Yeah, if you've got kids in the car, shut it off now. Here we go.
or don't.
Or whatever.
Or teach them what a cuss
You've
word
already
is.
been told about strangers dressing up in uniforms, but there are other traps you need to know about.
Hi, I lost my little dog. Can you help me find him?
No.
It's in the car. I'll get him.
Hi, I'm just playing with my daughter's video game, but the batteries seem to be dead. I have some in my car. Why don't you come over and help me put them in?
Why don't you come and get it?
Kid, how you doing?
You know we're making a movie over there. You want to go see it?
Remix.
Oh boy, I'll give you $10 if you'll take my bags at the car for me.
Nice, I'm only a block from home. Why don't you let me go?
Yeah, it's
Hey,
convenient.
kid. What the f***
Remix.
do you want? I'll teach you how to hit this ball right over the fence. What for? Come on, it'll be fun.
It's a delivery. Come on, open the door.
Because I've got a hot poker right by here.
Hi.
Kid, you have a driver's license? You just roll through that stop sign back there. Something with your photo, name on it, that'll be fine.
I'm a professional photographer.
No problem.
Why don't you come on, hop in the car. I'll take your picture.
You tell anybody about our little secret?
Oh, Christ.
I'll kill your dog.
Hey, just kidding.
Be cautious and observant and report anything
That's
suspicious.
hilarious. Now you should post the other video separately as well, because that's pretty funny in itself.
You rolled through a stop sign.
Oh my!
And then the guy's like, "Come on, come on."
Can I see some? Like, yeah, can I see some?
It
Like,
looks like he's
an
rolling
ID?
through a stop sign, like he's just cruising.
Can I see? Yeah, can I see?
Come on.
Can I see your ID? I'm a professional photographer. like that's gonna help. Okay, yeah, I know who you are, Creeper McCreepston.
You tell anybody about
Creeper.
our little secret? Oh, Christ.
Creeper McTravis.
Oh, God.
Okay, your dog. Okay, I was just kidding, eh? I was just kidding there, eh? Sorry.
Oh man.
No.
And then this.
You
last-
rolled through a stop sign back there. And the car's still moving. That's the best part.
Oh man,
Oh, it's great.
that is hilarious.
Oh, everybody in the world has just turned off our podcast
Yeah.
and
These guys are stupid.
unsubscribed.
Wait, we're gonna have to listen to this crap in the summer? Yeah, call me when it's October.
Where do we go from here?
Expansion.
I don't know. I think that's our walk-off shot. That's a walk-off shot, kids.
Oh my god, that was funny.
Oh, that was great.
Here's an idea. If any of you who are still listening,
all three of you.
Yeah.
which is going to be me and Jason and Matt.
Yeah.
have any funny videos that you want us to look at and
or comment on,
tweet them to us, and we'll
tweet, Facebook,
if they're
whatever.
funny or humorous, then we'll
take a look at them.
Yeah,
we might bring them up.
We'll
on,
audition them.
We might bring them up on not the next podcast because it'll be a professional one, but then the one after that.
Right.
And we will be doing a podcast from Vegas.
Yes.
And I'm going to go ahead and put this out here.
Yes.
We're going to do a podcast from Vegas, and it is going to be
Just think about it.
Intoxicated.
It'll be intoxicatingly great.
Oh my God,
that was hilarious.
So, how can we find everybody on Twitter? Let's start with Zach.
If you even want to find us anymore, at GoalieGuy87.
Shawway.
At Jason_Shawe, SCHAWE.
And I am at Matt_Harding. You can find all of us at the Minor League Hockey Report. We are at ML_Hockey Report.
Hold on, I just refreshed our Twitter page. We lost 600 followers.
And we're the only followers left?
Yeah, pretty much. And we are on Facebook. You can search Minor League Hockey Report. Please tell your friends and family about us. Get us likes.
Tell your family about us.
Yeah. No, please don't. No, don't.
Tell your mom about us and your grandma.
These guys are hilarious. You want to check them out.
Yeah, that'll do it for this edition of the Minor League Hockey Report podcast number 27. For Zach Corder and Jason Shawe, I'm Matthew Harding, and we will talk to you on Wednesday, May 28th, when we have Wichita Thunder General Manager Joel Lamurno in studio to join us. Until then, have a great night, and we will talk to you soon.
Bye.
Gajira.
There goes